Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing another speed build. This one is, I'm calling it like a flower lover greenhouse home. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to add the whole name that I wanted on the gallery because there's only so many character spaces. But you know, I made do with what I had. I am actually making this one for the contest for the Tiny Living contest. That is still in effect until the 13th, I believe. And you can go on the EA page and it lists all the information about the contest, but I will also link that in the description below for you. But basically, I knew I wanted to add a greenhouse to my home, but for the most part, I didn't actually know what I was going for when I started this. So it was fun to kind of experiment around and stuff and make some wonky shapes because the contest wanted you to be unique, do something different and creative. Now, this may not be as far as concept-wise the most creative, and I didn't really do too much different design. I just have a couple angles, but I like it. I think it's cute, and I think it works for the contest. I definitely don't see myself winning, but you never know. It'd be nice. The prize for the contest looks like it's a copy of the new stuff pack, which would be nice because I would save $10, but I'll probably get the stuff pack anyways. I don't know if I'll get it the day of or if I will wait until, it goes on sale or I have, just the need for a new one. I might just wait to see how everyone else likes it. I like to sometimes look at the reviews and like the screenshots and some of my Sims groups of people playing with the new packs. I know that it looked like there was a new death with the Murphy bed, so that's pretty awesome having a death with a stuff pack. It seems EA's at least now finally trying to give us a little more quality with the stuff packs, just like the photographer skill with the Maziko pack. Please excuse me if I'm saying that wrong. I'm not a fan of that brand. Never buy their clothes. I don't have the money to buy their clothes, even if I wanted to. But this is not what this video was about, so don't mind me just being sidetracked here. I was originally gonna go with like a wooden theme because that just seems to be my go-to. I love like wooden houses and like brick houses and stuff like that. But I did end up changing it to a siding because, again, that's still one of my go-tos, but I changed it to, blue. So it was a little bit different. Not as extreme as that Magic Tower house I made about a month or so ago, I believe now. But it was still pretty good. And I do like this. I think it came out really cute. I am sorry I cannot talk this evening. I think I need to get myself a drink of water. But the whole concept ended up coming with this when I decided to add the roofing. Like right now, you see I just have a fence over top of the greenhouse. I eventually am like, oh wait, yeah, I should have the greenhouse roof because I remember they have glass roofs, so I ended up using it. And I did make two mistakes in my build that I ended up correcting before I uploaded it to the gallery. One is I never actually deleted the floor below the roof and everything, so I ended up deleting that for the gallery. And also, since I made this like a flower lover place, I added the flower station, like the flower working station. I did not add it in this video, but I added it like literally right after because I was like, oh yeah, I forgot this. I took me a little bit to I just experiment around like this concept here of the roof. I actually really liked it and I kept it for most of it. I did change it near the very end, which you'll see, but I did like this concept for a while of the roof, and if it wouldn't have been for how I ended up making the windows, I probably would have kept it this way. I Honestly, I'm just trying to think of stuff to talk about to fill up because this video is going to be about a half hour long. I saw this door, that glass door you just saw a little bit ago, and I did end up using that in the final house. I thought it was really nice because it does go with the windows. I ended up using like big windows like I did in the greenhouse. I ended up using it throughout the entire house, which you will see then. And I think it worked out really well. I think most fun I had was actually decorating the place because I put flowers all over the place. It was really pretty. And that tends to be, again, another go-to of mine. If I have empty spaces, I might put like a plant in the corner or something like that. Also, with this, you're going to want to use the Move Objects cheat because I did end up using it to place a few things just so I could make everything look a little bit nicer, everything a little more cluttered. Because it's a small place and you think small living, you'll have a lot more clutter, especially if you have a lot of objects. Now, a small living, or actually a tiny living, I am sorry. Tiny living, you wouldn't necessarily have a lot of objects, but at the same time, no matter like what you had, you would end up looking like you have a lot. I have a pretty decent sized place. I live in a half double right now, but before that, we lived in a apartment on the second story. It was just like a 2-bedroom, but then we had my son and we wanted to have bedrooms for each of the kids because they were opposite genders. So we ended up getting this half double about 2 years ago. And the place is nice and everything, but it can be a little cramped at times, especially as the kids grow. And with their toys and everything else, no matter how much we try to downgrade it, it just seems like we just keep getting stuff. And it just always feels like everything's cluttered. Here with the little archway in front of that door there, I really, really wanted to keep that like that, because I did actually end up keeping it like that, but I wanted to be able to add a staircase, and then I realized, oh, I can't actually add a staircase here because it's rounded, and The Sims doesn't have that built in where I can do that. So I was a little disappointed there, but I did end up keeping it in the long run because I just thought that the look there was really pretty and it added a little extra element and a little more character to the place, a little more, cutesiness, which pretty much at this point that's what I was going for, just to be kind of cute. I am honestly very proud of what I came up with in the end. I had actually earlier thought about doing the whole thing with the windows, like there's that door again I talked about, but I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted to do that or not because I didn't know if it would look good, but in the end product it actually did, so I'm glad that I did go with that design in total. I apparently cannot think of the right words today. In the end, I ended up going with that window design throughout the whole thing. Right now with it, I was trying to do like a kind of kooky, abstract kind of look, but I wasn't digging it. I was not enjoying it at all. No matter how much I rearranged things, how much I changed things, how many windows I added, how many I got rid of. So I ended up just deleting them all like you see right there. And I tried a few other windows and nothing seemed to work right, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go with these big windows here. Not the ones that you're seeing right now on the screen, but the ones from the greenhouse. And I know I've said this several times in the video already. There we are. I made the entire place like a greenhouse. And it's actually really pretty. There's lots of natural light that comes in. I did add lights to the place, but not a lot, just because of the fact that I didn't need it. The only time I'd really need those lights is during nighttime and everything. But during the day, this place is nice and lit up. It's really pretty. Um, however, I would actually not want to live here as far as the fact that every room in the house is nothing but windows, which means that also would be the bathroom and my bedroom would be nothing but windows. And I don't really need to risk someone coming by and seeing me while I'm, you know, taking a bath or sleeping or anything like that. Alright, the roof that you see now on the greenhouse, that's the one I finally go with, and it actually works really well. It's a different roof, obviously, than the one I did, but it's still kind of the same concept what I had before, and I was really glad that I was able to at least keep it sort of like that. The planters here, I left them empty, so if you download it, you can plant whatever you want in there. I already spent, I would say, probably at least like 2 to 3 hours on this build. Not straight in a row. I did take a couple breaks because I had to, take care of the kids and everything, and when they finally went off to bed, I was, having a snack and enjoying my evening. It's Friday night right now while I'm filming this, and actually will end up having this uploaded same time too. But, and actually I'm proud of myself. Normally I don't get a video done in the same night, and if I do, it's because I was having technical difficulties. Like my D&D video that I uploaded last night, I had actually been working on that video for about a week. And I kept having issues with the editing software, with the recording software, with my microphone. Like, my microphone kept making this beeping sound. Turned out that I didn't have the USB cord plugged in all the way, so that's why that was happening. One of the programs I was using to record the game, it just wasn't picking up the speed of the game. I'm still kind of new to things, and I do use free programs for my recording and my editing and everything. For this video, I actually just used the Xbox recording thing that's built into my computer, and it just seems that this is like the best like recording software that I have so far for for my games and stuff, and I think this is what I'm going to stick to because I don't seem to have any lag. The videos, the quality's okay, and it's not the best, and the text is a little blurry, but I can always read the text for people, or I can mess around with it. If anyone knows a little bit more about how to record this maybe a little clearer so it looks nicer, let me know because I am still learning, and I would love to get some pointers from fellow streamers or whatever to make my videos look better and more engaging. I appreciate everyone that watches them. I know that I'm still learning, and I will continue to be learning for a while, and I appreciate anyone that stuck by me during all of this. Out here, I really wanted to do the new thing with the stairs, with, turning them to like the L shape or anything like that. But it was not working the way I wanted to, and with it being a tiny living house, there really wasn't extra room to have a huge bulky staircase. So I was a little disappointed there because I just wanted to have the L shape or the U shape stairs, just add a little more character to the place, but in the end it did work out the way like the place ended up. It came out really nicely. One thing that bugs me, the counter there, how it just clips in the corner. I don't know why it does that. I don't know if maybe it's something wrong with my game. Like, none of this, I made sure that I didn't use any custom content. I almost used custom content many times when I was building this, but I'm trying not to use any custom content for any of the builds that I upload. That way you guys can just upload them right to your game and you don't have to worry about trying to find the mods or the custom content, and I don't have to worry about finding the custom content again, so I could link it for you in the description. It's just a hassle on both their ends, and I would just rather if someone wants to use my build in their game, they can just use it as is, and they don't have to go and re-download a bunch of stuff or risk, Because sometimes even the custom content I have, for all you know, I could have this content for years and the person ends up deleting their account or something and all that custom content's gone, but I still have the file. Then at that point you can't get that, so you'd be missing out on this, that, or the third. Do leave me a comment though if you would want me to do some builds of custom content. I have a lot in my game and I do use them for like my personal game. If anyone, I apologize for coughing there. Like I said, I do need to get a drink of water. I probably should. But if anyone watched the D&D mod review that I did last night, you probably saw that I had a lot of custom content in that house. I figured I might as well, because it was just a review on the mod, but I wanted to make the place look really nice. And I personally loved the little D&D table that I had set up. It was really cute. And I loved at the end with the characters, like a bunch of them just sat around. It looked like they were playing a session. It made me happy, and it doesn't take much, honestly, to make me happy. I'm a pretty easily pleased person. But yeah, leave me a comment if you'd want me to do some builds with custom content. I can't guarantee that I will be linking any of the custom content I would use in them, just because of the fact that between time and everything else, because I do want to start adding more content to my channel more regularly. I seem to have been making a habit of like uploading like once a month or something like that, and I'd love to do a little bit more than that, like maybe even just like once a week or something like that. Like this is big. I'm doing content 2 days in a row, but I want to try to be more on a regular schedule, but it's hard because of my job and my family life and everything else. So I hope everyone understands, because right now this is a hobby. This isn't, I'm not making any money off any of this. This is just something fun to do. I like to just share what I do and get feedback. I would love some feedback on any of the builds I do, what I could do to make it better, because I am actually still learning on the building, but I'm just trying to get the ideas that I have in my head out into the sim world. um, I Again, I would love, some feedback if you have any suggestions or anything that you even like. I mean, you don't even have to critique what I do. If you really liked what I did on something, I would love to know. I know one build I ended up doing, and I think I mentioned this in my magic tower building video, but actually I'm not sure if I mentioned it in the video. I may not have. I don't remember right offhand, because I kind of do a mixture of voiceovers and music, just depending on my mood or if I'm sick. If I'm doing music, it's probably because I'm sick, which unfortunately happens a lot, especially this time of year. It's winter and uh, viruses are in the air, and I don't really want to do much. Making a Sims house is a lot of effort as is, but I know the little house, actually you can kind of see it in the corner there, that tiny little starter home. I believe I had like about 70 downloads in total, maybe give or take. And it really made me happy because like I hadn't even uploaded the video yet. Actually, I don't think I uploaded the video for like another week or so because I was having technical difficulties, which seems to be my problem a lot. And I think actually at that point it was because of video editing. I went through a couple different programs. I'm using BeeCut right now, and again, I'm not being sponsored or anything like that. This is all me saying this free will. But yeah, the BeeCut, you'll see like a watermark because I'm using the free version, but it's pretty good program. It's very basic. It's easy to learn. So, I mean, I liked what I have used with it so far. Also, I had a question if anyone would like me to build anything for them. I'm always up for a challenge. I would love to have some different ideas. I like this one here just came off the top of my head. My only inspiration was I wanted to have a greenhouse with it, and in turn I basically turned the entire building into a greenhouse, but again, I love it. Um, but if there's a certain type that you guys would like, uh, I would love to build it for you if possible. I'm still learning, so I would love to be able to get some different practice and use things that maybe aren't my norm, because I'm not going to learn if I'm doing like the same couple of designs, internal or interior design, exterior design, landscaping. Landscaping's one that I am not very good at right now. Like even my main Sims homes, if I have any landscaping, it's like a couple of flowers or something like that. And then it's mostly just like a bunch of outdoor activity and everything that they can do. It's just kind of thrown together, but it works for my game. But I want to try to make some prettier houses, like some of the homes and other buildings in the gallery. There are some very, very talented people in our community, and I am so happy to be part of this community. But again, leave a comment if there would be something you would love for me to try to build. I could attempt it myself, and then I will tag you somehow in the YouTube video and also in the gallery if you give me your ID. And maybe I could even like follow you back if you follow me on there or even on here. But right now, you see, I'm using the Move Objects cheat. In the video, you do see me actually typing in the cheat. You'll do Control C or Shift Control C, and then you write BB dot move objects and then space, and I type on and hit enter, and it works. I believe you also may have to put the testing sheets in. I think I edited it. I may have already had it activated, but I did put it in again. But basically for this house, you see I have a bunch of flowers everywhere. That's a given. I kind of kept it for the most part. The color scheme is like white and blue and some like beige. It's a little plain color-wise, but it's not like white's my norm, or white's one of my norms. Browns are like my other, as far as like colors of my homes and like my wallpapers and everything else go. But the blue was a nice little touch. It kind of gave it this homey feeling. It was cute, and I could imagine like a sim that works in the gardening career as a florist living here, or like maybe even someone like one of my old Sims games, or one of my old Sims saves. I had a sim that saved up a bunch of money. Actually, ironically, I had her playing as a doctor in the doctor career, had her save up a bunch of money, and then she ended up buying a retail lot, and she sold the flower arrangements that she had made. And she did pretty good. I had them all scented. I think it was Bluebell is what it is to keep them fresh forever. So they were all scented with that. I was a little afraid to experiment with some of the other scents because I know there's the one scent that would kill Sims, and I didn't exactly know if a Sim bought one of those that was scented with the death flower, I think it was. If like by some chance I would have a risk of them giving that to another sim, because I know as far as like if I would give someone a gift that is in their inventory, I've already seen that because like when I had couples getting close to getting married or something like that, they would like give each other a gift. And when that person would get married and they'd move in my household, suddenly, they have that in their inventory. Or I've already had it, like when I went and gave my sim a gift, or gave my sim gave someone else a gift, and then that sim ended up giving back the same item. It was pretty funny, but it's like, okay, yeah, that was nice. I gave it to you just to get it back. Thank you. But for the most part here, you see I'm finishing up the landscaping. It's mostly me just deciding what flowers work best, and I multiple times wanted to use these custom content flowers that I have from, actually I think it was like a mod pack. I think it was like a cottage living mod pack. Not 100% sure. I got a lot of the mod packs and stuff through a group I'm in, and it's really nice that they share all this stuff so we can all find it. And I mean, I share quite a bit in the group too. I was actually a top contributor this past month, which hasn't happened in almost a year now, I think. Been part of that group for about 3 years now, I think. Yeah, 2017 I'm pretty sure is when I joined that group. It's a good group. I like it a lot. But actually, if you hear me talking about my sim group I'm in, it's usually the one that I'm talking about right now. But again, I won't name it just because of the fact that I don't know if the admins are comfortable with me doing that. I do talk to a couple of them here and there on Facebook, but I'm gonna respect privacy and everything like that. I'm not gonna pull things in where they don't need to. But I pretty much just added some cutesy things in the front, and a couple flowers, just like changed the flower color, as you can see. For the most part, I mean, there really wasn't much. Was gonna add a fountain, then I was like, you know what, I actually have not added a pole to any of my builds yet, at least that I made for my YouTube channel. Actually, I really haven't even done too many pulls in general. So I added this, and I thought the flower water effect was really nice with the lily pads and then this little decal. I had to turn the move objects off just so it looked right, because it was going to float on top, and that's not what I wanted. But I really think that the pool added a nice little extra touch to it. Something that it needed, because it needed a little something in the back, and I didn't really know what to do. I was thinking of putting some of the shaped shrubs back there, but I decided against it because it just didn't seem to fit right. But the dogwood tree, I think it was called, one of the white flowers that I had messed with earlier in the video, I did end up putting in the back, and I think it looked really nice that way. And I added a couple stones in the front, and for being pretty bad at landscaping, I think I did a pretty decent job with the space I was given. Honestly, with the smaller space, it made it a little easier to landscape because I didn't have as much room that I needed to use. I'm definitely better as far as interior design goes on The Sims, if you have to say if I'm better at landscaping or interior design. I think that this came out really cute. I actually might end up using this in one of my main saves. Um, yeah, it's definitely up my alley. I love nature. I love flowers. I'm not the best green thumb, but I can try the best I can. But I really loved how it came out. But that's going to be it for this video, and I thank you all for watching. And it will be up in my gallery, and I will leave all that information in the description below. Thanks, and have a good one.